LiveHipHopDaily.tv.
All right, what's good, everybody? You know, we back here, LiveHipHopDaily.tv. This is Cash Color Cannabis Podcast, a higher level of conversation. I told you I had a special guest in the building, Johnson Thompson. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's going on, man?
All right, well, you know, again, first question has to be, before we get into anything else, how did you end up with two last names, man? How are you Johnson Thompson?
First of all, it's a pleasure being here.
Thank you.
Second of all, the two last names thing is in my family, or traditionally people of color used to pass names down to each other.
Okay.
They didn't like pick new names like, you know, Concretia like
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, like now.
Back in the day, the names used to mean something. They used to pass the names down from one generation to another.
Okay.
And that's how I physically got my name, because my name is after my great uncle.
Okay.
And so after him, so before him. So, you know.
That's what's also it's passed down through family. It's almost like it's power to have this.
It's an intriguing thing, because your name is probably the most important thing that you have.
Yeah.
And, you know, having your name and letting everyone know what your name stands for, because of where you come from, is one of the most important things you have in this life.
That's what it is, man. All right, so I know, again, you have a company called The Greenhouse Effect. You know, I met you at our last Cash Color Cannabis event. You know what I mean? I remember you distinctly because you asked a question of Dan Macris with Halcyon Organics. And it was about something I was, again, familiar with, but I wasn't fully familiar with. The difficulties with receiving money and getting paid in the cannabis industry. You know, Daniel spoke about losing several PayPal accounts, you know what I'm saying? And this is a person who actually has a legal dispensary, you know what I'm saying? And he's having issues receiving and getting payment. So you had brought that up. So I was like, you know, definitely I'd like to speak to you. And then I realized your company is literally a website. So this is something you know and go through on a regular basis. So speak to us about the Greenhouse Effect. What is it exactly? And speak to us about, you know, saying what they can get when they do go to the website.
Okay. Well, the Greenhouse Effect is a e-commerce website where you're able to purchase certain items, cannabis-related items, CBD oil, all the way from high-end vapor pens, all the way from high-end LED and HID grow lights. The LED grow lights are primarily for growers, indoor growers, and also sell as well on the website grow tents for indoor cultivators as well. So it's more of a platform for my website. It's not just me selling items in the store. I don't want the stigma of, you know, he just has a store that sells hemp and cannabis oil. I want it to be a platform. My platform consists on my website of documentaries. Also, I also have a donation page as well for people who suffer from autism, veterans who have suffered from PTSD, and also MS and epilepsy. So it's not just a website where you can go buy things. It's a platform for people who are unlearned to come onto the website and get a little bit of knowledge about the cannabis industry and culture.
All right, that's what it is, man. Yeah, so it does sound like it's one of those places you can go and get a little bit of everything. So there's no brick and mortar version of the Greenhouse Effect. It's strictly something online.
It's strictly something online.
Okay. So what is the benefits for you to keep it strictly online? Like, why is that better for you rather than trying to actually go somewhere where it might be legal or opening up to be legal and trying to start up something like physical?
Because it's cost effective.
Okay. Yeah. True.
Being cost effective, meaning having a brick and mortar, you got to pay rent. You have to pay all different additional, utilities. You got to pay for zoning.
Let me tell you, but with a website, you got to pay for your domain, because I'm talking about something that'll slip my mind every year, and I'll wake up one day and have to go. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
So that's like rent, man.
Exactly.
That's one of the things you got to remember.
And being an e-commerce business, it keeps you more inclined and more sociable with social media as well. And you know, you can from the jump in the beginning of my morning, I'm able to get on my website, see comments from people who use some of the products, respond to their liking of the product, which is in a manageable time, and be able to have a great interaction with my consumer base.
All right, that's what it is, man. So far, how's the business been? Like, have you been seeing it grow? And more importantly, where do you see your purchases come from? Like, I know you're able to track that. Like, where do you see most of your purchases come from?
Most of them, a lot of my purchases are from there. I mean, actually, they're everywhere. I can't pinpoint an area where where they mainly or people are buying things from. What it stems from is my website doing searches demographically for people who suffer from certain ailments. Okay. Like, let's say on a certain day, I want to tap the epicenter of people who are suffering from PTSD. So demographically, I look up, statistics on individuals in which state who may suffer most from PTSD. Yeah. And I try to find them. I try to join some of the chat rooms. I talk to them. I gain a trust with them. I want to, because I want to help them, and it's important. So me doing that, it's a daily thing where each day is different when I'm trying to connect with my consumer or my potential consumer. So it's really different.
Now, that's what's up, man. Because I mean, it's basically grassroots marketing, and you're kind of building up what you're doing. Step by step. You're a new company. Right. So that's a positive that you're even looking in that direction, because going from them Facebook groups and things like that. Like I told you about how even me, when I started doing the documentary, I found people through hashtags. Right. Like I was literally going through hashtag to hashtag before I found there is a group of people in Atlanta who do this and actually sell. Right. There are these people over here in this place. So yeah, I definitely applaud that. What are some of the roadblocks you found as far as at work so far, when it comes to the business?
Oh man, well, if you're in the cannabis industry, you're gonna have a lot of roadblocks. It's gonna be to the point where you possibly might not have that great of support, even from loved ones and friends.
Of course. I mean, you're talking about cannabis. This is still something that most people, not just the federal government, looks at as a crime.
And it's very touchy. Yeah. And I'm gonna be frank with you. You find out who's on your side. Okay, you find out who's on your side when you're going through and starting this type of platform. Oh yeah, I believe family, friends. Yeah, you find out who they really are when it comes to their love for you.
It's like finding out somebody's a Trump supporter. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You really don't know how to handle it.
Exactly.
You kind of want to still, because I've known you forever. This is just the first time I'm hearing you say some dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So exactly. So but behind it, you find out who loves you. Yep. And who loves you for being you. Yeah. My people are supposed to love me for whatever I do, as long as it's having a residual effect on people discovering wellness or getting better. Yeah. And when people don't support you, you'll find out, and but it makes you want to fight harder for your cause, because you just want to pull people in so they can have a genuine love for the culture.
I feel you, man. I know you told me briefly about how you even got involved in cannabis in the first place, and you was telling me that someone close to you actually was growing, which led you to growing. Can you speak about that?
Yeah, that's sure. Most definitely. Well, my mother used to be a grower.
Okay.
My mother used to grow.
And y'all from Pittsburgh. Did she ever grow for Wiz and them? Like, was she the plug?
My mom probably sold to his mother.
Yeah.
My mom probably sold to his mother or his grandma. I don't know.
Believe that.
But yeah, she used to grow, and she used to pay her rent. Yeah. She used to pay her car note. She used to pay for certain, school. She used to pay, for her daily activities of her hanging out to the club, going out to, whatever, a juke joint. Well, she ain't that old. Yeah. But whatever she did, she used marijuana to make money. So.
That's what's up. So you basically got it from your mama.
I got it from my mother. I did. It is what it is. She so happily went to college, graduated from college, worked for a highly successful corporate company. Yeah. And she raised me the right way. She was a great mother. She is a great mother, and she did a lot for me in my life to bring me to this point where I'm at right now. So she was an amazing woman, and I love her to death.
That's solid, man. So I definitely applaud you on the moves. Like I say, I know it's hard for you to operate the way you're trying to operate, you know, especially when it comes to money. Now, last week we had a guest on here, Nazir Elamir from Q&L Financials. And he's not necessarily a financial planner, but he's somebody who can help you not only just build credit, but build credit lines and help you kind of get funding for your business. One thing that he had mentioned last week was Bitcoin. And he had said one thing that he would recommend to anybody who's actually in the cannabis industry or trying to get into the business is to use Bitcoin.
Right. Well, exactly. Well, going back to the question you had about finding different merchants to sell your products through. It's been a hassle for anybody who's in the cannabis industry who wants to make money on a daily basis.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to clean the money, which when consumers buy from you. Okay, and when it comes to cleaning the money, I mean finding a different merchant that's acceptable to agreeing with you when it comes to your process of spending money.
Yeah.
And so certain banks don't want to mess with you. Certain banks have a policy when it comes to marijuana law, so they kind of stem away from individuals who are in the industry.
Yeah.
So it's a very hard road sometimes when it comes to how you're able to clean the money, per se, when it comes to all your consumers.
All right. And again, I brought up Bitcoin for a reason. We've all, I guess, heard of it or heard what it does. I know we probably are more familiar with Silk Road.
Right.
Like I told you, when I first heard of Bitcoin, I was like, I think that's a smart way for you to sell drugs online. If this is what you're doing.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to get caught. It's anonymous. But I never saw it being something that people will functionally do. But I had told Nazir last week, I know I've seen an ATM, a Bitcoin ATM in Buckhead. I know for a fact I have.
You told me that earlier.
Yeah, he says, they're actually across the country. They're spreading up one by one, which means there are large groups of people large enough that they would need access to an ATM on a regular basis using Bitcoin.
Right.
So why, is that something that you've thought about using as far as in your business when it comes to selling your product, trying to use an anonymous kind of currency like Bitcoin?
Actually, I thought about it a million times. I mean, Bitcoin is the future, and it's going to be a positive alternative for me, to enable me to be able to process a lot of my consumers' money to spend money with me.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants to be in the spotlight when it comes to this, when it comes to their sales or it comes to the things that they buy.
Yeah.
People want privacy.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have to, go through this bank or go through that bank. They should have to have the option of, going through Bitcoin and spending their money without any trace of people knowing about what they do in their personal life.
Yeah.
So, it's an important thing, and it alleviates a lot of the pressure that a lot of cannabis dispensaries and websites as well have when it comes to cleaning the money.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin is a major alternative that will be doing a lot good for the nation and for the world.
All right, that's what it is, man. All right, so we gonna cut to a video because we play videos. You know what I'm saying? We like to support that hustle too.
I know.
So I got my man Problem coming up from the West Side, man. Love Problem, man.
Okay.
He got a new mixtape called Chachavelli. You know what I'm saying? That just dropped a couple of days ago. This is the first video off that. It's called Don't Belong to You. So check out Problem, man. We're gonna be back with my man Johnson Thompson. We're gonna talk about again the greenhouse effect. Might talk a little rap as well, man. I got kind of caught up earlier. I heard a debate about Big Daddy Kane and them. I always told people one person that nobody really wanted it with when it came to rap and just don't want to say it was KRS.
Right.
So we're gonna talk about that later.
We can do it.
I think to this moment KRS actually sent a shot
That's
at
funny.
LL Cool J, and LL Cool J acted like he never heard it.
Yeah.
But again, that's just my philosophy. But cut to the video. Yeah. We back live, hiphopdaily.tv's Cash Color Cannabis podcast. Got my man Johnson Thompson in the building for a higher level of conversation with us tonight. And as you've been watching, we've been talking about his platform, Greenhouse Effect. You know what I'm saying? It's a dope website. It's greenhouseeffect.com, correct?
Yes, it is.
Greenhouseeffect.com.
With an A.
With the A, yeah, not an E, with an A. Greenhouse Effect. You know what I'm saying? So we was talking about that. Get a chance, check out the website. We also were talking about behind the scenes. We were talking about rap. You know what I'm saying? So I got to shout out my man DJ Knots. Knots, me, we have a constant conversation about the kid Big Daddy Kane, KRS-One, and Rakim. Who was better? Because I say only them three could reign. Because as far as I'm concerned, LL Cool J ain't in the conversation. There's a lot of people really, they ain't in the conversation. No diss to L. Like, I don't want L to diss me. Like, I seen what he did with Cannabis. Like, I don't need you.
Hold on.
Oh, I mean, the first what?
Let's not only that.
Yeah, I get it.
He was a transcending MC.
Let me tell you, you know something else about L, not to cut you off. This is one thing I can't say L first did as far as for me that I remember. I remember being a kid in the Roxbury YMCA. We sitting in the van, you know what I'm saying? We all in elementary school, it was summer camp. And I remember our counselor at the time turned the radio on and we hear I Need Love. And all of us in the car just singing, you know, we just going to the beat, the doo doo doo. I remember to this moment that a man did that, and I was like, that's all right. I hope this doesn't keep going in rap. This is me as a kid.
But you know what?
I hope this doesn't keep going.
You know what I Did Love did to the streets, though?
Oh, yeah.
So let me tell you what I Need Love did to the streets made it cool to be able to rap about a girl.
Oh, yeah.
Or saving a girl. Yeah. Or doing not saving her, when you're talking about giving her money, but saving her from getting kidnapped, like in that one video.
Let me tell you how funny what you just said, how different, how it changed from that generation to this generation. Yeah. Because Ellen was talking about basically caping. I don't, you know what I mean? Like when you hear them, they was basically caping to where you get in 2017 and when you say, trying to save a chick, not like that though. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't trying to get like that though. Yeah. Back in the day, they'd have looked at you like you crazy, like, right, that's what you supposed to do.
Right, exactly.
Like I heard the songs. I was halfway alive then.
Right. I think now
a lot of caping going on in music.
I think now it's more pandering to women.
All right, what was Biz Marquis? Just a Friend. That was not even pandering. That was chasing, stalking. Bro, take a hint. You know what I'm saying? Take a hint. That is not your girl. That ain't your girl, dog. You don't need to make a whole song about it.
But that song was great, man, because you know it basically made put him on the front light of him being a fool when it come to love, because he was a fool.
True. True. I give you that. I'm not saying don't be sensitive rap and all that. I like that. Keep it real. My type of rap's always been MOP. I like that.
Oh, I love MOP.
I like that. Like when Jay-Z came back with DOA, I remember writing. I was writing for Word on the Streets mag at the time. Okay. And I remember writing the editorial that night. Like, yo, this is the type of rap I like. Like something that makes you just want to slap somebody. Like you don't necessarily ain't gonna do the shit. You know what I'm saying? But it makes you, say, there's a chance,
it gives you energy.
Yeah, I'm walking down the street. Don't look at me too hard.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I like that kind of music, man.
Yeah, and I love that type of. I love that type of music too, with the type of energy, especially what the MOP bring, what a Mobb Deep bring. That music for the streets, and that's strictly for the streets because hip hop is primarily from the streets. It's from the gutter. Yeah. It's from certain neighborhoods that normal people wouldn't walk down. So it's highly important that we try to keep those type of artists for me at the peak of hip hop, because hey man, they paved the way, most definitely.
Yeah, you know what I think at times, how and I'm not, and this is not an original me idea. Like I was first put on to this by my homie Bad Seed years ago. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, the more I look at it, the more he right. We need categories in rap. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like how they got contemporary adult music and all this other shit. You should have, honestly, contemporary adult hip hop. Right. Where that can be Raw Digger. You know what I'm saying? And that way, you don't have to dump Raw Digger in the same bin as you got to dump Nicki Minaj.
Or Bahamadia.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? and that way, you can have stations like Boom TV, like Boom and all them survive because you cater to adult contemporary, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop and R&B and that. I'm with that. I'm with that and whatever Lil Uzi Vert want to call his music and all them, because I'm like, y'all bugging. Y'all call yourself rock stars. Would a rock star look at you and say you're a rock star?
Right. What kind of category is Lil Uzi Vert?
I'm not sure. I like a couple of the songs. I don't know.
That's what it's called, mumble rap.
I don't want to do that to the kid, man. Okay. Because if he's mumble rap,
he's on his grind,
If he mumble rap, if he's mumble rap, then what is bum skiddly bum? Aye, what is that? What is that? What is that, man? Bum skiddly bum. I got the dope. Pum pum. That the fee fight a foe. What is that, man? They didn't fool me. I was awake then too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My Walkman was awake when I was in middle school going in. I'm like, what is this?
Right.
What are y'all doing up to my life? What are you doing to my life? That's true. Because while we had DOS Effects at that moment, you are actually in the same camp. You had Redman with the, you know what I'm saying, literally taught me how, or walked me through how to roll a blunt through a whole song. That's how lyrical you was to EPMD and them. So this is all in the same camp. Like now you'll literally have 5 Uzi Verts.
5 of them. You know with the same persona. Yeah. They have the same persona. Yeah.
And they each promoting each other. My man got a new album coming out. I'm like, I thought I just heard you.
Right, exactly.
Literally, this is happening in music, man. It has to stop.
What's the one guy who was on not too long ago, the Breakfast Club with the ski mask?
Oh, Kodak.
Okay.
Oh, Kodak Black about to fight you, man. Kodak Black about to fight you, bro. Hey, look out for the video on Instagram tomorrow. Look out for the video on Instagram tomorrow. Kodak Black coming for live hip hop. Okay. Now I feel you. You know, to this day, that Flocking song he had, I think I might have heard that half a time. Like serious, like I don't.
He haven't heard him enough to get the props for him to be on the
Boom, boom. That's how I feel. Like I haven't. And dude, I'm not. And it's not no knock on the kid. It's like.
It's mad people who have history who's never
been. Yeah.
Well, like how it's done now in hip hop music. You see, if not hip hop but rap music, you just need to have a hot song for you to get airtime.
Yeah, true.
Or even for you to be interviewed on a platform like Breakfast Club. You know, you had to earn your way back in the day to get on the radio station, put in work. You know.
Yeah, but I also. Yeah, and also to add some balance of remembering why we didn't have those platforms of as far as a media. You know what I'm saying? Like it was hard for you to get on a Rap City or Don. Yeah, it was really hard for you to do that. But it wasn't hard for you to slip a couple dollars to a DJ and make me have to hear Oochie Coochie La La La. All night. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't that hard for me. It wasn't that hard for me to have to be forced to listen to a white reggae star named Snow.
Right.
To the point where when he's doing his thing on MTV, they literally had subtitles.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like this ABC stuff. Like come on. Like I remember that. So I feel people on that, man. But I think that sometimes if you really want to find some kind of balance in rap, we got to have a balance. We got to have some real facts, not alternate facts about it. Like there's always been issues. You want to say dudes have skinny jeans back nowadays? I'm like, look at Run DMC, bro.
Yeah, they have.
You know what I'm saying?
They were leather though too.
Yeah, and they was like, look at Grandmaster Flash and them, bro. Like, let's come on.
Leather jumpsuits.
That's hot. You know what I'm saying? You talking about
summertime.
You talking about stuff that's just hot in the summer, and this is what you wearing down the street.
Right.
Now, and it ain't no knock on it, but it's just like you gotta pay respect to both, man. And I say the same thing in the cannabis industry. Like I'm watching, you know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's a lot going on. You know, we've had this conversation personally where you're seeing the internet is making it so. I feel like it should make it easier for you to figure out that there's people literally in this industry who have been active and doing stuff for decades, and there's whole people who don't have a clue that this is going on. Like to find out there's people in Atlanta who have grow houses. You know what I'm saying? They allowing me in the joints and talking about how we've been doing this and we have a whole clientele and this has been what we've been doing. And I'm like, how do we get that connection to happen? Almost like we're saying thing with hip hop. Like, how do we get that connection to happen where we can get this generation and that generation, or these groups and that groups, to kind of get that everything's kind of the same? We really just need to work this together.
Well, the beautiful thing about cannabis is cannabis is important to all different shades and groups of people. You have your Muslims that smoke marijuana.
Fact.
You have your IT nerds that smoke marijuana. Everyone has a different platform from where they come from, especially from a subculture where they use marijuana. And where you're gonna see it go is those same people that are fighting the fight as we speak. This culture will grow into brands. And each dispensary I've seen, if you go to Colorado, there's 1,000 dispensaries. But if you look at the best dispensaries that are in the city, they show that they have their own brand. And just like the hip hop game, it takes a brand for you to be acceptable in the hip hop community now, because they see it every day. They see it on social media. They see it on Facebook. They see it on Instagram. So that's where, from my perspective, the cannabis culture will go when it comes to your brand, how good your marijuana strain is, how good your medicated strains are for the people who are suffering. And, it's just going to be an ideal thing when it comes to the forefront in the future, it's going to be very beautiful. It's going to be very beautiful.
All right, that's what's up. You know, I can always partake in a hip hop conversation. It doesn't matter where we at, man. So, but I know we're gonna cut to one last video, then we're gonna come back and we're gonna speak a little bit more about the website. Next video, man, we got my man Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap got a mixtape, Zuvier. I don't know how you pronounce it, sir. I'm not trying to be rude. You know what I'm saying? But I just know it exists, and I know that your video was dope. So he got a song with his man Lil Joe. It's called Bad Little Bitch. Check out Fetty, man. You know, support that man. He got a lot of kids happening.
He get his eye back?
What's up?
He get his eye back?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I know he did something with his dreads. Remember when one day boy had the low fade and the next day he had the long dreads? Shit crazy.
Weave.
Black Rob voice. Shit crazy, man. All right, but yeah, we're going to cut to that video, then we're going to come back here. You know, we at livehiphopdaily.tv for the Cash Color Cannabis podcast, a higher level of conversation. We'll be right back. All right, people, we back at livehiphopdaily.tv. It's the Cash Color Cannabis podcast. You see, still back at it with my man Johnson Thompson. We was talking about talking about cannabis, talking about hip hop, talking about a little bit of everything today, man. It's been a good show.
It's been a great show, man. Thank you for having me. It's been an honor.
Oh, no problem, man. Once again, tell us about the platform. What's it called? How we could, you know what I'm saying, where they can go, how they can follow you online and all that.
Okay. The website's called The Greenhouse Effect with an A.
Yeah.
And .com, and you can find me on any social media. Actually, the best way to find all my social media is by going on the Greenhouse Effect website, where my social media is attached to the website, and people are able to get access that way. Facebook and Instagram are one of the major social medias that I use to connect with individuals and future consumers and stuff like that. So it's a great social media for me, especially with someone who's not as great with social media. Yeah, it's been a battle at first for me because I'm not a social media guy. You know, I'm a guy I'm kind of old school. I don't do social media. I was taught the old way of doing business. So social media is new for me, and but I've been learning a lot, and it's been great so far.
That's what it is, man. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming through the building tonight, man. We're about to sign off in a little while. Before I do, I want to let you know, definitely go to the Google Play Store, pick up the Live Hip Hop Daily app, pick up Stitcher. You can listen to literally Cash Color Cannabis wherever, watch it whenever, however you feel. You know what I'm saying? Definitely come build with us. We 8 episodes in. And definitely check out Live Hip Hop Daily as a whole network. There's so many shows, 24 hours a day. You're going to see nothing but great content, great conversation coming from independent entrepreneurs, man. So support this, man. Support this. Let's get him up there to where he entitled level, man. He can have them big boy decisions like, do I take T-Mobile or do I take Verizon? Like, which one of these people, which one of these checks can I live with?
Right,
so
right.
Yeah. You know what? Let me chill. Yeah, you right. Is we gonna take it? Is we gonna take it, man? Because we gotta keep it in the community, man. So 100, man. Definitely thank everybody for tuning in. Again, check out youtube.com/Live Hip Hop Daily on Demand. You can watch all the past episodes of Cash Color Cannabis as well as all the shows on the network. And go to the Google Store and download those apps, Live Hip Hop Daily on Demand and Stitcher, and listen to the Cash Color Cannabis podcast whenever, watch it however you feel like it. Just support us. 8 episodes in, we're gonna be 8,000 episodes in. Kick it with us. Cash Color Cannabis, a conversation on a higher level. Peace.